Dear students of class 10A and 10B, today in my civics class, I am going to teach you about the military powers of the President of India. The military powers of the President of India. What are the military powers of the President of India? Before discussing about the military power of the President of India, I would like to remind you that in my previous classes, I taught you about the executive power of the President, legislative powers of the President, diplomatic powers of the President. Now today, I am going to teach you about the military powers of the President. There are some military powers of the President. Number one, the President is the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces of India. Number one. Number two, the President appoints the chiefs of the three wings of the armed forces, subject to certain rules and regulations. The President, and third point, the President has the power to make declaration of war and to establish peace, to sign peace treaty with foreign delegates or foreign countries on the advice of the Council of Ministers. So the President cannot sign any peace treaty with foreign powers or foreign countries except being consulted or advised by the Council of Ministers. The Council of Ministers is instructed by the Prime Minister of India to advise the President to sign one peace treaty with some countries or to make declaration of war like that. So these are the military powers of the President of India. Military powers of the President of India. Now judicial powers of the President of India. Next point, judicial powers of the President of India. What is about the judicial power of the President of India? Now I am going to discuss about the judicial powers of the President of India. The judicial powers of the President of India. What are the judicial powers of the President of India? Now I am going to discuss. Number one, no criminal suit can be initiated against him during his tenure of office. No criminal suit can be initiated against the President during his tenure of office. And second one, the President is not answerable before any court of law for the exercise of powers and duties of his office. The President has the right to take any action against any act of misgovernance, but the President is not answerable before any court of law for the exercise of powers and duties of him. So this is the first and foremost judicial power of the President of India. And second one, no criminal suit can be filed, can be initiated against the President of India during his tenure of office. And next one, the President has the power to grant pardons. And the President has the special power to grant pardons of the offenders and to reduce punishment or to suspend them, remit or commute the sentence of any persons convicted for an offence. So this is the special right of judicial power of the President of India. The President of India can reduce the punishment. The President can stop the death sentence of any offender. Suppose one offender is an offender of murder case, there is an allegation against him or her that she or he has committed one murder, and then uh, both the two courts, the High Court and the Supreme Courts, gave death sentence against him, and he was before he was hanged. Their family members requested the president by submitting one petition, and in that petition they had written that the person who was going to be hanged under that cases, this is absolutely false. So please pardon him and save his life, since he is the only earning member of their family. So by reading out the files of the case, the president sometimes comes to a conclusion. The president sometimes comes to a conclusion that the offender against whose name that allegation of murderer has been brought, that was absolutely wrong. In that case, the president can stop the process of hanging and death sentence. In that case, the person can be excused. His punishment can be reduced to lifelong imprisonment. So, in case of death sentence like hanging, the president, by reducing the punishment, can give him the punishment of lifelong imprisonment. So this is the special judicial rights of the President of India, special judicial rights. And another one, in all cases where the punishment or sentence is by a court of martial, the president can reduce it. In all cases where the punishment of sentence is for an offence against any law relating to union or concurrent list, the president can reduce it. In all cases where there is a death sentence, the president can reduce the punishment of death sentence. So, as I taught you earlier, so these are the following, as I taught you, for judicial rights, judicial powers of the President of India. These are the judicial powers of the President of India. And next point, the President's discretionary powers. The discretionary powers of the President. The discretionary powers of the President. The discretionary powers of the President. Now, what are the discretionary powers of the President? There are some discretionary powers of the President. Number one, the President of India enjoys certain discretionary powers. There are certain grey areas where the President may have to use his wisdom and judgment. Now, what are the areas? Number one, the President appointment of the Prime Minister in a situation where no single party commands the clear support of the majority of the Lok Sabha members, and there is a hung parliament. This is because the President cannot appoint the new Prime Minister on the advice of the outgoing Prime Minister, who may have lost the election or the support of the House. In that case, under such critical situation, the President plays an important role. How? The President can choose a new leader who has support of different political parties and can make a coalition government in the center. In that case, the President can utilize his discretionary power. And under such discretionary power, the president can choose a leader of leader of political party who has majority support and can make a coalition government by taking support from different political parties. So this is the discretionary power of the President of India. Second one, appointment of a prime minister in case of sudden death. Appointment of a prime minister in case of sudden death, for example, by assassination, as in the case of Mrs. Indira Gandhi of the incumbent, where the ruling legislature party is unable to meet immediately to elect a leader. So, in that case, the president temporarily made the son of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, as the Prime Minister of India. But after having completed a few months of tenure, after the death of her mother, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi stood election, and the Congress got two-third majority, and once again Rajiv Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India. So temporarily temporarily Rajiv Gandhi was selected or was made the Prime Minister of India by the President. So this is the discretionary. By applying the discretionary power, the President elected somebody else to be the Prime Minister of India after the death of another one. So in that case, what thing usually the president has to do? The president has to do one thing that is related to the system of the Constitution of India. Before appointing or before making somebody else as the Prime Minister of India, the president has to talk to other political leaders. The president talks to the leader of any party who has majority support, who has support of different political parties, and after making it sure, the president directly talk. The president calls the leader, and before making him prime minister, the president personally talks to the leader and comes to know whether the leader has support of different political parties, whether the leader would be able to be able to gain support of other political parties. If the answer is positive from the side of the leader, in that case the president can make him the Prime Minister of India. And in that case, the Prime Minister, on being elected, on being chosen temporarily the Prime Minister of India, the person has to prove by winning the election after having completed the few years of tenure which was left by the former one who died of any accident, or who was killed by extremists. In the case of Indira Gandhi, this example is given in your book. And second one, the president has the special right. The president has the special right to, before another points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 discretionary powers are also are there, but out of 5, today I taught you 2 discretionary powers. The rest of the discretionary powers will be taught you next day. Up to this, thank you.